of 6th standard. We are continuing with first chapter, that is sentence. In the previous video we had learnt about kinds of sentences. That is declarative sentence. We call it as assertive sentences also. Imperative sentence, interrogative sentence and exclamative sentence. In this video we are going to learn about subject and predicate and phrases and clauses. So let us start with parts of sentences. Now, every sentence has two parts. One is subject and next is predicate. We had learnt about subject. Okay, what is a subject? Subject is that part of a sentence that names the person or thing. So about whom we are talking in the sentence, that becomes our subject. And the remaining portion of the sentence, that becomes our predicate. Predicate is related to subject. Predicate informs us about the subject. So this is predicate. A predicate is a word or a group of words that tells something about the subject. So predicate is related to subject and it gives information about the subject. Let us understand with this. Okay, two sentences are given in our textbook. The very first one, my mother loves tea. Okay, in the sentence, about whom are we talking? We are talking about my mother. So my mother becomes our subject. And loves tea becomes our predicate. Okay, this is a subject, it has a verb. And this is whole predicate. Okay, the next sentence, the baby is sleeping. Whom are we talking about in the sentence? We are talking about the baby. So the baby becomes our subject, is sleeping becomes our predicate. Okay, now these are some extra sentences which I have written on the board. Let us go through these. My brother made me a hot cup of tea. We are talking about my brother, so my brother becomes subject. And the remaining portion of the sentence becomes predicate. Next one, Sia was eating an ice cream. Whom are we talking in the sentence? Are we talking about ice cream? No, we are talking about Sia. So Sia is our subject and from was eating till ice cream becomes our predicate. Next one, Mahatma Gandhi is the father of our nation. We are talking about Mahatma Gandhi. He becomes our subject in the sentence and remaining portion becomes our predicate. Okay, it is very easy. Just we have to see that what are we talking about in the sentence. Whom are we talking about? That becomes our subject. Okay, let us look at sentence number 4. The guest had a hearty meal. We are talking about the guest. So that becomes our subject. You don't have to take only the word guest. You also have to take the word which is along with the subject. Okay, so whole of it becomes your subject. And had a hearty meal, that becomes your predicate. Fifth one, we see with our eyes. We are talking about we actually. So we becomes our subject and we see with our eyes becomes our predicate. And the last one, this knife is made of steel. So are we talking about steel here? No, we are talking about this knife. So only knife is not our subject. You have to take this also along with it. So this knife is your subject and is made of steel becomes your predicate. Okay, now in the features on page number 9 they have given the subject is usually placed before the predicate. But sometimes the order is changed. The subject remains the same in spite of change in its position. Okay, now here the letter came after a few days and when we change the subject it goes back and the remaining portion, the back portion is coming in the front. The sentence remains the same but the order has changed. So when you change the order, subject doesn't change. Subject will remain the same. Here it is coming in the beginning of the sentence. Here it is coming at the end of the sentence. Okay, so the letter is our subject. Came after a few days becomes your predicate. This becomes our predicate and this becomes our subject. So keep in mind that every time the subject will not come in the beginning of the sentence. It may come in the beginning or in between the sentence or at the end of the sentence also. So you have to ask yourself, what are we talking about in the sentence? About whom are we talking? You will get the answer and that becomes your subject. Okay, now when we talk about imperative sentence. Okay, now imperative sentence gives you suggestion, order, advice. We have learned in the previous video. Okay, so let us go through the examples. This is given in your textbook. Go there. Go there, it's a instruction. Okay, go there. But about whom are we talking in the sentence? Subject is not given. So here, subject you is implied. Okay, you have to consider you as your subject in these type of sentences. You is implied. So here the subject will be you. You becomes your subject and this portion becomes your predicate. You is subject, go there is your predicate. In the same way, the other sentence, have the medicines regularly. Okay, it is giving the advice. The sentence is giving advice. Have the medicine regularly. About whom are we talking in the sentence? That is not mentioned. We are definitely not talking about the medicine. Okay, so you is implied here, which is not given. So you becomes your subject and have the medicine regularly becomes your predicate. Okay, so this is only implied for imperative sentences where subject is not given. You becomes implied subject. Okay, now these are some extra sentences which are not given in the textbook. Let us go through these. Shut the door. Instruction is given. Shut the door. Who will shut the door? No other information is given. So subject becomes you. Okay, and this becomes your predicate. So subject, you shut the door. The sentence would be like this. Okay, you shut the door. You is subject, shut the door is predicate. Eat this. This becomes your predicate. Subject is you. The sentence would be you eat this. Third one. Tell me your problem. Tell me your problem becomes your predicate and you becomes your subject. You tell me your problem. Okay, now this is what we have learned about imperative sentences where you is implied. This is about the extra examples. Now let us learn about the sentences which are related to questions and exclamatory sentences. This sentence is given in your textbook. Have you been to the market? About whom are we talking in the sentence? We are talking about you. So you is our subject. Now see, this is coming in between the sentence. It is not at the beginning, it is not at the end. So you have to ask, whom are we talking about in the sentence? We are talking about you. So you becomes your subject. And have been to the market becomes your predicate. Okay, let us go through the extra sentences which are not there in your textbook. Do you want these books? You becomes your subject. You becomes your subject and do want these books becomes your predicate. Second sentence, which dog helps to track animals? We are talking about dog. Dog becomes your subject, which helps to track animals, that is predicate. Third one, how did you come? We are talking about you in the sentence, that is our subject. How did come, that is your predicate. And the last one, shall we go to Ooty? The sentence is asking you question. Shall we go to Ooty? Here we is your subject and shall go to Ooty becomes your predicate. So you have to write all these sentences in your notebook also. The way it is given, you have to write in the CW. Now let us continue with the exclamatory sentences. Okay, extra sentences are written on the board. How cunning the fox was. Whom are we talking about in the sentence? We are talking about the fox. Okay, so here it becomes our subject and this becomes our predicate. The sentence starts with how, but it is not not asking you a question. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. The sentence is talking about the quality of the fox, that it is cunning. So here we are writing how, and at the end of the sentence we are putting exclamatory mark. The next sentence, what a sweet voice Lata has. Here we are talking about Lata. So Lata becomes our subject, and the rest of the part of the sentence becomes our predicate. Again, we are starting with the sentence with what, but it is not asking you a question. The third sentence, what a good player Kohli is. Kohli is our subject, and this portion becomes your predicate. Okay. Next one it is given in the same box of feature. The verb changes according to the number of subjects. So subject and verb should go along with each other. Okay, let us understand with the example which is given in the textbook. The dog is barking. The dog is our subject. Is barking is predicate. Now, the dog, the subject is singular. So we are using verb as singular verb. And here, the dogs are barking. The dogs is our subject. This becomes our predicate, but here the subject is plural. So here we are using are instead of is. So this you have to keep in mind that whenever the subject changes, if it is singular, the verb will be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb will be plural. Okay, extra sentences. The girl is eating. Okay, the girl is our subject, is eating predicate. The girl is subject which is singular. So here we are using is as a singular verb. Here the sentence is plural. The girls is subject, are eating is our predicate. We are using are because the subject is plural. Next example, the baby is crying. The baby is subject, is will be singular because the subject is singular. And here the babies are crying. The babies is a subject. It is having plural. The babies are plural. Okay, so here we are using are crying instead of is crying. Okay.
A sentence has two parts, subject and a predicate. Now look at this box. In first sentence, my mother is subject. Now predicate has also various parts like verb, complement, object and adverb. So here, my mother is subject, verb becomes sings and adverb is well. We do not have complement and object in this sentence. Next, he caught the ball. He is subject, caught is verb, complement is not there and the ball is object. Third sentence, they are singers. Here the subject is they, verb is are and complement is singers. We do not have object and adverb in this sentence.
Let us go through exercise F which is given in the textbook page number 9. Okay, the question is like this. Identify the subject and the predicate. Circle the subject and underline the predicate. The first one has been done for you. Now, first one, John is going to the market. Now, John is a subject. Okay, now question is saying that you have to identify the subject and predicate by circling and underlining it. But we are not going to do circle because this activity you have to do in your CW. So subject has to be written like this and below that you will be writing predicate. So subject is John and predicate is going to the market. The second sentence, he managed to reach home on time. He is our subject and managed to reach home on time is your predicate. Write like this, subject and then the predicate. The third sentence, the king offered his advice to the farmer. The king becomes our subject, predicate, offered his advice to the farmer. If you see carefully, the predicate is having verb in it. Okay. See, verb is there in the predicate. Now, fourth one, Rose was a princess who slept for 100 years. Okay, Rose is a subject here and the predicate remains the other portion of the sentence. That is from was till years. Okay, slept is a verb here. Next one, the lion wanted to eat the rabbit. Here the lion is subject and and wanted to eat the rabbit is predicate. Last one, at one corner of the hall stood Ramu. Now in this sentence if you see, Ramu is the subject which is given at the end of the sentence. Okay, in first to fifth sentences the subject are in the beginning of the sentence. But in sixth one it is at the end. So don't confuse yourself. We are talking about Ramu in the sentence. So Ramu is our subject and this part of the sentence it becomes our predicate. So all this you have to write in your CW. Start with phrases and clauses. What do you mean by phrase? Phrase is a group of words that make sense but not complete sense. Since it doesn't have a subject and a verb. So it is important to understand that it is a group of words but it will not have a subject and a verb. And it does not give you complete sense. So these type of group of words are known as phrase. Let us understand two examples. Across the road. This is a group of words. Yes, but it doesn't have a subject, it doesn't have a verb, as well as it doesn't give complete sense. So this is a phrase. The next one, in the garden. What in the garden? Is it giving any further information? No. It is group of words. Yes, but it doesn't have a subject, it doesn't have a verb, and it doesn't give a complete sense also. The third one, at the village. At the village, again it is a group of words. It doesn't have a subject, it doesn't have a verb, and it is not giving complete sense also. So these type of group of words are known as phrases. Okay. Let us learn about clause. What are clause? A clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb. It will have a subject with a subject and a verb and is usually a part of sentence. It is a part of sentence which will have subject and a verb. So this you have to keep in mind. It will have a subject and a verb. Now let us understand with the example. The boy is going to the market. Now this is a sentence, group of words. It has a subject. It is giving a complete sense. So the boy is going. If you see, this becomes a clause. Group of words, it is having subject and it has a verb also. So these type of group of words are known as clause, which are a part of sentence also and which may or may not give complete sense. Okay, now let us go through exercise number G. Question, exercise G, tick the correct option they are asking us to do. She left the house at noon. So whether it is phrase or clause that you have to mention. The answer is phrase. At noon, what do you understand by noon? Okay, it doesn't give any complete sense. It doesn't have a subject, it doesn't have a verb also. So at noon becomes phrase. The next one, Mary embroidered a handkerchief for her mother. Now here, embroidered a handkerchief that is given in dark black color. Okay, so that group you have to see. Now that is a clause. Embroidered a handkerchief, that is a clause. It has a verb also. The army fought with great courage. With great courage what? No further information about it. So this is a phrase. Answer of third will be phrase. Fourth one, in spite of ill health, she attended the party. She attended the party is a clause. She is a subject, attended is a verb. It is a group of words which gives you complete sense. So this is a clause. Fifth one, the child was excited. The child is subject, was excited is a verb. It is a part of sentence. So from here only we come to know that it is a clause. The child was excited to see the peacock dancing. Answer will be clause. Sixth one, a bouquet of roses was presented to the chief guest. A bouquet of roses what? No subject, no verb. So this is phrase. So answer of the sixth sentence will be phrase. Let us do exercise H. Match the group of words given in column A with those in column B. You will also find it interesting to combine one group of words in column A with different group of words in column B to form meaningful sentences. Now Now column A, you have to match with column B. First one, she found. She found a small bag in the park. So answer of first will be D. Second one, apart from chocolates, she likes to eat cookies. So answer of 2 will be A. Neha had seen a black puppy in the deserted street. Fourth one, when Neha is hungry, she likes to eat donuts. Answer will be C for fourth one. The old man walked down the street. And the last one, the young boy carrying a bat ran across the playground. Okay, so I have written all the main points on the board which you have to copy in your CW. Make separate notebook for English too because it's a different subject. That's it.